So yesterday we talked about data mining. My screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Remaining guys, mute your audio.
So yesterday we talked up to this. What is this big data? What are the terms are there? I hope everyone is clear with what is the difference between data, big data, and data mining. And today we are going to see what is the main objectives of this big data analytics. Why we are going to be learn. What is the aim of this big data analytics? So optimize the business decisions and create the competitive advantages with the big data analytics. This is the main aim. And another aim, introducing some Java concepts and required for developing MapReduce program. So we already know that by data mining we are going to be get some data. Through the data, by using some Java concepts, we are going to be MapReduce program. We are going to be organize the data in a proper manner. Then derive a business
Number 30.
from understanding unstructured data, derived business benefits. So we need to understand what are the benefits we need business from the unstructured data. We have a unstructured data. This unstructured data, how we are going to be used for our business. Then importing the architectural concept of Hadoop and introducing a MapReduce paradigm. Again, MapReduce concept is a very important here. Then to introduce a programming tools such as PigHive and Hadoop ecosystems. We have a lot of these data modeling tools are there. Out of this, we are going to be learn some of the tools here. These are the objectives and outcomes are there. So what is the objectives and outcomes? Now we are in the era of outcome based education. What is the outcome based education? So why we are learning, and if I learn, what I am going to be get at the end. The same way, these are the objectives. These are the aim before we are going to. For example, we are asking write a C program for addition of two numbers. If I ask this question, what we are going to be write? So your aim is so to write a C program with the two numbers. We are going to be write aim. Same way, these are the aims of our big data analytics. And once we learn what are the things we are going to be learned from these big data analytics. So preparing the data summarization, queries and analysis. Once the data is ready, from the data we are going to be get some summarization. Summarization means a final motto of this why we are using this data, and queries and analysis. Queries means so we have a large amount of data. In that, we are going to be give some queries. Through that queries, what summarization we are going to be get, what the output we are going to be get, and we are going to be analysis what the data is that, then how it is going to be useful. Then another one is applying data model techniques to a large set. So this is our main aim, and this is we are going to be fulfilled at the end of these big data analytics. Then another one is creating application for big data analytics. So we are going to be creating so applications such how, for example, have you heard the word this nowadays it is very popular sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis. What is this sentiment analysis? What is going to be happen sentiment analysis? For example, from your, for example, you are I want to know your mood today. How you are feeling? Okay, are feeling hungry? Are feeling angry? Everything I am going to be calculated by your messages. For example, you are daily you are chatting with your friend. Today also you are chatting. By the yesterday today conversation, I am going to be what is your
మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి మీరు 21. మ్యూట్ చేసుకో కాదు. Okay, sir, you carry.
Okay, creating an application for big data analytics. So if by the messages of your friends are the data what you are sharing through social network, through the data we are going to be analysis what your mood today, whether you are happy, whether you are sadness, whether you are like that, we are going to be analysis by creating your by your data. So then another one is building a complete business analytics solutions. So for example, so by day to day progress of your business, so what is the size of customers and what is the size of your business, and what is the amount you are going to be get at the day, whether it is increase or decrease, why today a particular product is not sold. So everything is going to be viewed by these big data analytics, such that we are going to be build an application. See that again, yesterday in one word I instinct that big data is a problem and data mining is a solution. See here the last one, building a complete business analytics solution. So we are going to be find some solution for this big data. It is a problem, I already said that. We are going to be get some solution for that. So that is the way. So we have total 6 units. So these are the 6 units I already shared through your Google Classroom. Please everyone interact with the Google Classroom such that I can. So here we are unable to have some more interaction, so that we can have a interaction with Google Classroom. Okay. So these are the reference textbooks, and I have one textbook, main author textbook, and I will share through Google Classroom by today. We can see that what. Then last we have some software links also there. What are the softwares you are going to be using this subject? You can have your laptop, you can try these softwares, how it is going to be. Then we can come to our unit. So this is up to this we saw about what is a big data and what is the difference between data mining and big data. So what is the overall we saw it. So in everywhere we are going to be talking about data. So what is the data? In first unit we are going to be talking about today we are going to be talking about data structures. In the data structures, linked list, stack, and queue we are going to be discussed. So what is this data? Computer data is information processed or stored by a computer. This information may be in form of text, document, information, audio clips, software programs, or other types of data. Even if we have a software programs also considered as our data. Why? So as our cloud computing sir said that the cloud, we have large amount of data we are going to be storing, not a physically. We are going to be stored somewhere. Wherever we need, we are going to be get that data. Yes or no? So that also it is one of our big data concept also. We are going to be storing the data. That cloud computing also, we are not going to be store the data in our physically in our computer. We are going to be store some other place. So that is also here. And computer data may be processed by a computer CPUs and stored files and folders in a computer hard disk. Hard disk is what? It is a memory where we can store our data. Then another one, see this. At its most basic level, the computer data is a bunch of ones and zeros, known as a binary data. Whatever data we are going to be talking, images, text, files, videos, all those things. This era of data, the computer can read only by zeros and ones. That is known as we can call a binary data or mission level language. So because all the computers is a binary format, it can create it and process it, stored, saved digitally only. So that is the concept of digital. Now this allows the data to be transferred from one computer to another by using a network connection or various media devices. It is also does not decline over time or loss quantity after being used multiple times. Please everyone note that what I underlined, what I highlighted, no? It's also does not decline over time or lose quality after being used multiple times. So make a note this one and we can discuss in the Google Classroom by today. You can comment on this. What you understand. By end of today, I'm going to be give a solution with a real-time example in the Google Class. Please be everyone note down that sentence and we can have a small discussion on Google Classroom by today. Okay. I think everyone noted. Okay. No need any replies. Just I gave already a half minute time to note down that. Okay. Thank you. So then we are going to be talking about data. So everywhere we are going to be talking about data. So these data where we are going to be stored, we are going to be storing computer. If the computer again we are going to be set, it is a binary data zeros and ones. Yes, sir. Then if we want to read a data from outside to our computer, we need definitely some program. For example, we need a Zoom, a platform. We need to interact with you and us. But Zoom program is the application was designed by program only. So every program has a data. So in a program where the data is going to be, can anyone, no need to any replies, just imagine that where the program data is going to be stored. This is the first one. This is the basic one, variable. Can you define anyone variable? The variables are memory locations of a data. So somewhere we are going to be store a data in a computer, we need some variable. What it will give? It gives some memory location. See that example, a equal to 10 and c equal to, so b equal to some in single quotation c. So please be remember that whatever data we are going to be give through keyboard, I am going to be done through keyboard to a program, we have only numbers and characters. And numbers may be in a different number system is there, and character we have a different characters are there, including a special characters. I instinct here a special characters. All the plus and minus, all the symbols are considered as a special characters. Yes, sir. So all those things. If the variables are there, why they again we have a concept of array? Why we have a concept of array?
Nani, mute yourself.
Why we have
Nani Babu, mute yourself.
arrays are similar, a group of similar data common under one name. So why variables are there? Why again this is a concept of array? So by using a variable, we can store one number or one character at a time. In order to store a large number of data, or else we already said that there is some definition, some group of similar data. Group means we have a number of numbers, so many numbers are there. If the numbers are there, at a time we can, one variable at a time can take only one value. But arrays, we can take a group of values. If the arrays concept is there, why again we have a concept of structure? All those concepts we are going to be used to collect the data from the user. These are the programs we are going to be collected data from the user. So with the variable we can collect only one number or one character. In array we can collect a group of numbers or a group of characters. So can anyone know that there is a difference between a of 10 and a of 10, both are there. So 3 are there. In the first line, a of 10 is called integer array. In the second one, a of 10 is called character array. And the third one, a of 10 is called string. So please be remember the difference between the character array and string. These are the difference here. So if I mention here, if I want to print the second line, second one, as a string, what I have to include here? I need to include some /0. Then only I can consider this as a character. Now you can call a group of character. This group of character I need to print as a string. I definitely include a /0 at the end. So such type of things you already come across, no problem at all. If you have any doubt, we can discuss later. Then we have a group of data, but here we are going to be deal only similar type of data. If, for example, if I said that what is your register number, it's again a combination. For example, if I ask what is your mobile number, it is a number. So, okay, we can store by using arrays. For example, if I ask you what is your address, the address may contains some numbers, some street name, some pin code, all those things. A group of different types of data is available. So that's only it's came to picture the structure. The structure contains group of different type of data types. So that is known as here a structure. So then the first concept of our syllabus is the data structures. That is a linked list and stack and queue. Then what is a data structure? Why we need to talk about a structure? If the data is there, see that in the diagram we have zeros and ones. Now we can call, we have some structure. We have like a lollipop. The same way, why we need a structure of data? If can you read that what is the data I mentioned in the diagram now? Can you read what is the data? No, it is just zeros and ones. It's look like one like diagram. So if see this data structure is a way to store and organize the data that can be used efficiently. So store and organize, that is a main vital role of our big data analytics. We need to store what type of data. We have large amount of data we are going to be stored. If the data is going to be stored, what is the need of storing a data? In order to organize, and it is useful for business. That is the thing here. Data structure is a way to store and organize data so that it can be used efficiently. See that data structure includes such as arrays, pointers, the structure, linked list, stack, queue, graph, searching, sorting, and so many programs, etc. I think everyone know these topics very well, even though the three topics mainly, the linked list, arrays, and stack and queue will touch somewhat here. If you have any doubt, you can come to Google Classroom and we can discuss over there. If you need any notes for that, I will share there. So data structures in Java, we have DS arrays. So whenever we need to talk about arrays, so whenever we can call what is array, everyone know that is a group of similar data, group of homogeneous data. Hereafter, you are a final year, if you are going to be attending interviews and anything, if you say a group of similar data, okay, everyone know that. Can you say somewhat in depth what is array, what it will do?
Group of objects.
Group of objects. No need any discussion. We can discussion. No need. Everyone know that. But what are the things I am going to be said that if you have a pen and paper, we can note down. That is a very good. Or we can have the discussions. There I already said that. Okay. Array. So if array is there, if the variables are there, we can store a number. Array, we can store a group of numbers. The concept here, we cannot include a numbers in between. And also here, once the array size is fixed, we cannot change. If we want to change, we need to redo the program and we have to do it again. And one more important concept is in array is base address. So please note down the word base address. This is a very, very important word in arrays concept. Why? What is this? One line I am going to be explain. If you have any doubt, later we can discuss. So what is this base address? For example, if I mentioned already when the arrays concept is came, a of 10 equal to some numbers I mentioned there. Is that 10 numbers are there in the array set? No, I mentioned only up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 only I mentioned. If the a of 10 is there, how many values can store in arrays? We can store 10 values, such that the array index start from 0 to 9. But I stored only 1 to 6. That is the a of 0 contains 1 and a of 5 contains 6. Up to that and so on. A of 6 contains 5. So if the data is like that, then what is going to be a last? For example, up to 5, 0 to 5, 6 numbers is okay. Then what about A of 6 and A of 7 and A of 8 and A of 9?
ఎర్రవారు
When we are going to be print that, it is shows some zeros only. That is already if once you are fix the index is going to be
ఉన్నా భయ్యా
okay. So once it is going to be like this, so arrays we are going to be talk. So one, for example, if A of 10,
ఆగౌట్ అయిపోయాడు చల్ల
I myself I remove. Okay, if A of something number is there, A of 10 equal to 0. So what is going to be happen? So instead of storing one number, we need array. What about remaining 9 places? It's already allocated by the array. A of 10, the array is going to be allocated, but remaining values are 0. We can insert some values. That's it. Then how this address is going to be happen? We are talking about base address, no? Whenever we are going to be create an array, the base index. What is the base index? Every array A of 0. A of 0 is going to be get an address. The remaining all it is going to be give as a runtime. For example, A of 10 I simply declared in a program. Then later, if I inserted a values into the array, only 4 values I inserted. What type of values? Again, here the conflict of what type of values? Whether we have a characters, whether we have an integer, whether we have a float numbers. For example, my array index address is going to be start 1000. A of 0 contains a value 1 and it index address is 1000. This 1000 is going to be called as the base address. Whenever this address is going to be increased, so based upon the type of the value, if the array is a character array,
ఏ
it
బాలయ్య
is going to be increased by 1 byte. What is the size of character? 1 byte. What is the size of integer? 2 bytes. It's going to be 1000, 1002, 1004. Like that, it is going to be increased. Okay. Understand the concept of these arrays. So please note down the concept of arrays. We need to instruct the base address. Base address. Next one, what is the linked list? So array we have, once we inserted some values, we cannot modify, we cannot do anything on this. So in linked list, we can perform some insertion, deletion in a particular place based upon the style of linked list. Which style we are going to be used? Based upon that, we are going to be insert the values and delete the values based upon the style of a linked list, because we have a single linked list, double linked list, circular linked list, and circularly double linked list are there. And another one is about the stack. Is a very important. Everyone know that whenever we are going to be talk stack, what is the first word? Last in first. So this stack we can implement by array implementation or linked list implementation. How we will see in later classes in a simple manner. Then another one is queue. We know the first in first out. So here onwards, my suggestion, whenever we are going to be called about what is stack, try to forget the word as last in first out. For queue, first in last out. So try to learn some clear definition about stack and clear definition about queue. Whenever we are going to be say that, we have to say like that, then it is very much attracted by the interviewer, whatever whoever asking the question to you. Then they know that whether you are clear with the concepts. Such type of
అది నెక్కలిసి గలుసు
such type of things we can give, and we will know that what is that later. Then See that data structure again. So
Aru.
not only this, we have trees, that is tree, binary search tree, and AVL tree, and all B tree and B plus trees, and every trees we have come across this one. We will see one and one later. I think it is not a part of that, but in a similar one we can discuss in a simple manner. Not only trees, we have a graphs. We have graphs. Automatically, we need to know that what is BFS and DFS algorithms and spanning tree. These are the very important spanning tree, minimum spanning tree. Whenever we are going to be optimize some route, we are going to be, for example, for minimum spanning tree, travel salesman problem. First of all, whenever we are going to be talk about data structures, we need to know about the complexity of each and every. So what is the complexity? Everything, please be remember when you interviewer asking what is the, again here searching. What are the concept? Every concept here. What is the time complexity of bubble sort? What is the time complexity of merge sort? So please, everyone, please be go through these notations and make a table, and please be ready with that. Whenever data structure concept is going to be asked by the interview, the first question is about time and space complexity. That is what is notations of big O notations, small O notations, all those things are notations are there. They will ask what is the worst case of a bubble sort, what is the everything, the notations they are going to be asked. Please be ready with that and note everything, note down once again. The first concept is about linked list. What is a linked list? So whenever we are going to be talk about array, we are going to be store the values, that is inserting a value into the array in a index. If the linked list, we are going to be have a value along with the address. See that in that linked list we have a single linked list, double linked list, circular linked list, circularly double linked list. In the first one we can talk about single linked list. What is this single linked list? In a linked list, so please be remember the train. What is going to be happen? We have one engine and one last. So every engine connect with the first bogie connect with the second bogie. In the same way, everything is going to be like this. So how it is going to be connect? The first bogie, we have some data. The same here we have a 23, and the second part here means, see the how the linked list. Linked list can be defined as a collection of ordered set of elements. The number of elements may vary according to the need of the program. A node single linked contains of two parts, data part and link part. So here the 23 is the data part and another part is a link part. This link we can call as a address also. Through this address only we are going to be connect with the other node. In a second node we have 34 is a value, that is a data part, and the second node is the link part. Okay, then third node we have a 90 and we have, okay, this is the end of this single instance. We don't have any. In order to we can include a data, we can include that last or we can include it in middle, and everything we can do. Okay, so what are the operations on linked list? See this. So while we are going to be insert, we can insert at the beginning, we can insert the node at the beginning, we can insert at the end of the list, we can insert at a specified node. For example, I want to insert after 23. Before the diagram we have the data. After the first node, after the second node, after the third node we need to insert. So another main concept is deletion and traveling. Why we are concluding these two at the same place? Can anyone? In general, when we are going to be talking about data structure, we are going to be studied the deletion and traversing is a different parts. Now I am going to be make two in a one part. Can anyone guess that? See that whenever we need to delete a node, definitely we need to search the node in the list, whether the node is contains in the list or not. Whether we need to search, then definitely we need to travel through that list, then only I can find that, then only I can delete it. That is the meaning called travel and deletion. Once we travel through the linked list, then only I can delete the node. So what type of deletion may occur? May deletion at beginning, may deletion at end of the list, may delete at a specific node. Whatever the concept we have here, definitely we need to travel, then only we can delete that node. Why we need to travel? I need to specify which node I need to delete. Then only I can go with that. Yes or no? Then only I can go with deletion. Understood? So in order to delete a node, definitely we need travel through the list. These are the operations. Then another one is about double linked list. What is this double linked list? So previous one we have only two parts in a node. One is a data part, another one is a link part. Here we have a three parts again. We have one is two reference, that is a two link parts, and one is data part. Again three parts here. So one link part is a previous one, another link part is a next one. So here the concept, I need to know the concept of pointers. Can anyone remember the concept of pointers? Is a very important point. So that's why only C language contains the pointers. Till now, the compilers or operating systems are designed by the C language only. That's why only C language is called a core language for all other languages. Now, what is the you know that what is the concept of pointer? Everyone, if I ask, everyone said that pointer can store the address of another variable. This is a basic definition, everyone. So what is the need of this? What is the use of, what are the advantages of pointer? Can anyone say that? The advantage of pointers,
John.
Main thing is we can delete, we can avoid the duplication. How to avoid the duplication? For example, if I call Satya, how many Satyas are there in final year? Maybe 2 or 4 or 5 or 6. For example, if I call through the address in Eluru, for example, one address, if I mention, how many persons I can find that through address? I can find only one person. Through that address, I can find an exact value. Even if I need to know the Satya, if I call whole the class, I may find some duplication of values. In order to know the exact value, we need to call through the address. In a classroom also, we have a roll number. It's a direct, we can call it. That is a unique one. For example, with the roll number, if I call out of our IT block, what will happen? Again, I have a duplication. Because the roll number may contain in second year, may contain in third year, may contain in fourth year. If I need to specify how to specify, for example, I specify in room number 52, roll number 10, how many persons will come? In room number 52, maybe a final year persons are there. In that final year, only one number 10 will be available. Again, this is a one link to another link. This is the way we can organize the data in order to avoid the duplication. I think, have you clear with the concept? I think so. If you have any doubt, we can chat it or we can post the questions in the classroom. So this is what are the operations? Again, the common operations. So insertion at beginning, insertion at end, and insertion after a specific node, deletion at beginning and deletion at end. All those things will be have. Okay. Okay, see that? So operations on DLL, same way we can, how we are going to be perform operations on single linked list. Same way here we can perform operations on double linked list. Insertion at beginning, insertion at end, and insertion after a specific node. Same way. So why the concept came into a linked list means we can link wherever we need to insert, we can unlink and we can link it there. Wherever we need to delete, we can delete, and we can link a previous one, and next one we can again link. Why? How can we link? Means if we know the data, then we can link. How we can know the data? We know the data by the address. So that's why only we have in linked list we have two parts in one. So that is, one is the data part, another one is link part. The link is nothing but is a pointer. The pointer is address. The address contains, then easily we can have the information about the previous node and next node. Through that address we can easily join the nodes. So that is, again, we have, when we want to delete, we can delete beginning and end and a specific node, and we need a searching and traveling also. What is the meaning called searching? What is the meaning called searching? Searching means we have one data, so that is we need some data point, or we know the data.